Paul, positivity, is that how we're ending this week of geopolitics, earnings, and central banks?
Yeah, hi there, Kriti. It has certainly been a bit of a roller coaster ride, hasn't it? And I think that, in general, the Trump trip to Asia was pretty well received. Here, we've got not everything solved and definitely, kind of big questions to come down the line. But at the moment, we've got to choose, and that's pretty good for markets in general. Yes, there's been a little bit of a retrenchment in Chinese markets over the past couple of days, but that's after some big gains earlier in the week when we got a lot of the news and information that was likely to come from the meeting between Trump and Xi. And I think that Trump's other meetings around the region have also been seen as a positive. On the tech earnings front, been a bit of a roller coaster ride as well, hasn't it? A few ups and downs. I think that you've got a couple of takeaways that you can have from that. One, the market is going to become a little bit more discerning about getting some actual kind of return on all of the investment that the companies are going to be making and looking for that. I think that, there's still some strength there. We saw with Amazon in particular and Apple overnight that's lifted the market again, giving us that positivity. I think the other thing is the debt market loves it, right? So the really blowout demand for the bonds that were being sold to fuel some of this spending by Meta. So a few takeaways there. Samsung in Asia as well, a big beat to the upside. So some positives coming out of it at the end of the week.
Paul, you're focused, obviously, a lot of the time on what's happening in Japan. The Japanese yen at 154.32 right now, down 0.1%. So trading at around, an 8-month low. The BOJ, of course, holding rates at 0.5%. Is this a bet that Sanae Takechi will keep the BOJ on hold, essentially? How much weaker can the yen get?
Yeah, well, the BOJ always chickens out, to borrow a phrase from somewhere else. They had an opportunity to hike, but they haven't taken it. So we're still waiting for that next one to come through. And in the meantime, the outlook for inflation is starting to slow a little bit. So will they be able to get above 0.5%, which we haven't seen since like the 1990s, We're getting a weakening yen. We do have some pushback coming from the government. It's like the new finance minister, Katayama, has the phrase book. She knows to start warning when we get to here. It's only about level 3 here, so we're still some way off intervention. We have hedge funds and forecasters betting that it will go to 160 from here because, as you said, there's that sort of subtle indication that the BOJ won't be hiking very rapidly given the change in government we've just seen.
Well, Paul, very quickly in our last 30 seconds here, can you just talk to us about the FX space, given that we are seeing these moves in the yen? What about the dollar? Are we done with the dollar weakness story?
Well, it depends what you're measuring it against. I think, on the gold side, the dollar has been very weak still and continues to plummet. But a couple of months of gains in a row for the US dollar, particularly against developed markets. EMFX is doing fine at the moment. Maybe with the Fed being a little bit more hawkish, we will see less weakness from now.